Merci beaucoup. Bienvenue tout le monde à l'Assemblée publique de consultation, le PPC-moi pour 4216 le boulevard Dorchester pour le 25 novembre. Thank you to everyone who has joined us in the room. Welcome, and to those who are watching online. The purpose of this public consultation meeting is to present the SkyOP, which we often refer to as the PPC, but the specific construction, alteration, or occupancy proposals for an immovable for the property located at 4216 Dorchester Boulevard, and to hear any person who wishes to speak or ask questions, but it has to be on this topic. The presentation of the SkyOP project and the explanation of the adoption process will be done tonight by Monsieur No, who is our Director of Urban Planning, and a question period and a comment period will follow. Donc, bienvenue. On va avoir une période de questions après. On peut poser des questions en ligne, j'imagine, c'est ça? Or if you have questions in the room, we will take those at first. And I think as everybody is well aware, it's a bit, might feel like Groundhog Day. We have seen this project before, but due to some timing issues, they had to resubmit. So we are here now, but it is in, I will let Mr. No go through the details, but it is a similar project that we have already seen. Donc, c'est à vous, Monsieur No.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Bonsoir à tous. So I will present you rather quickly the presentation because, as Madam Mayor explained, is the same project that was approved in a couple of months ago, well, roughly 20 months ago. For your information, this presentation will be available in both French and English tomorrow on our website. So what is a SkyOP? Quickly, it's a bylaw that allows city to authorize a project that deviates from the usual zoning bylaw. So it's a power that is allowed to the cities to authorize a project. Most of the time, big projects that do not conform with the bylaw. Why are we here tonight again? As Madam Mayor explained, it was approved by, the exact same project was approved by resolution in January 2023. However, in the SkyOP bylaw, there's a delay for when a resolution expires, which is 18 months. So that brought us to this summer, exactly. I think it's in July. Well, for sure it was this summer. Due to a number of factors, the owners were unable to start the project within the prescribed time frame. So we need another resolution. The project is 100% the same. It's really because of the expiration of the 18-month delay. So I would rather go quickly about the presentation, but I will show every slide anyway. So it's located on Dorchester, just west of Green Avenue, as you know. It is located in a particular location between an office building, rather modern architecture, and a very classical residential building to the west. So the integration was rather complicated, but finally they got a resolution, well, a recommendation from the PAC that was favorable. This is the view from the laneway. It's located in a residential zone, and there is the proposition, which I say again is exactly the same as authorized 20 months ago. The SkyOP, as I said before, allows the city to deviate from the regulation, the requirements. There are 6 requirements that deviate from the bylaw. First is the maximum height in stories that is required to be a maximum of 3, but for this project, it would be 5. 5 as viewed from the laneway. There's still 3 floors from Dorchester, but 5 from the laneway. Also, the maximum height is prescribed at 35 feet. In this case, still measured from the laneway, it would have 58 feet 8 inches, including the structure for mechanical equipment on the roof. There's also more technical elements like what we call floor area ratio. That is the superficie of the floor divided by the superficie of the land. That should have a maximum of 2. In this case, it would have 2.31. Another technical element, the site coverage. So what percentage of the building can cover the land? It's prescribed to maximum of 65%. In this case, it would have 66. Number 5, deviation, is the building line. There's a requirement of a setback of 12 feet from Dorchester. In this case, there will be a setback of 0 foot, but for the underground garage. So, of course, it's not visible from the street. And also an aerial window that will be at 2 feet, 1 inch and 3/4 encroachment. So it will be roughly at roughly 10 feet from the line, the front line. And lastly, there's also a very technical element. We require a maneuvering area for the garage, the indoor garage, that must have a length of 22 feet. In this case, it would vary between 19 feet, 1 inch and 3/4 to 21 feet, 7 inch and 1/4. But that's inside the garage. This is the siting, the location. Another view, this time as a plan, the front and the rear. Sorry, I said there was 3 floors from Dorchester, but actually this is 4. This is my mistake. 4 floors from Dorchester and 5 as viewed from the laneway. The lateral elevation. Here there's, when I say it's exactly the same, the resolution, well, the proposition for the resolution is also proposed to be the same. And in the previous resolution that is now expired, there was a condition. I can read the condition. It goes like this. So a condition to finalize an agreement between the applicant and the city prior to the issuance of a building permit for the community located on the immovable, in order that such space be made available in perpetuity for public use and maintained by the current or future owners of the site at no cost to the city or the general community. So what are those spaces? Essentially, you see it in yellow. I cannot point, but from Dorchester, there would be 2 benches right next to the sidewalk on the private property, but it would be for the leisure of the public. Same goes from the alleyway, where there will be 1 bench. Also a biblio partagé, so that's a box with books you can give and take. And finally, 2 community garden boxes that will be that will be available for the neighbors as well, and of course the residents. So all these elements that are on the private property, there would be a necessity to have an agreement to make those elements available to the public in perpetuity. So what are the next steps? We are now on November 25. This is the public consultation. The next step would be the adoption of a second draft resolution that is proposed to be adopted on December 16, 2024. And with all the process, if everything goes well and the project goes well, it could be adopted somewhere at the end of winter or beginning of spring 2025. So that's all for my presentation.
Merci beaucoup. Est-ce qu'il y a d'autres commentaires du conseil? Est-ce qu'on fait des commentaires du conseil ou non? On va tout de suite aux questions. Donc, if you have a question, you are welcome to ask your question at this point. And then we'll see if there's any questions online. Madame Kez?
Juste une question. Est-ce que le mechanical equipment, is it encased?
Yes.
You have to turn your mic on so that it can get recorded, Kathleen.
Oh, my question would be if the mechanical equipment on top of the roof is encased.
It's encased, as you can see here in this plan. Yes.
Okay, thank
Merci.
you.
Est-ce qu'il
Merci.
y a d'autres questions du conseil? No? Do we have any questions in the room?
Yeah.
Would you like to come to the microphone
Oh,
so that
okay.
we can record you?
Yes. Do you want me to identify myself?
Certainly.
Certainly. My name is George Bowser. I live at 93. Ooh, I could just say Columbia Avenue, couldn't I?
Welcome.
Thank you. What are the stipulations regarding the maneuvering of construction vehicles during the construction process? And by that I mean in the lane, which is a public thoroughfare, and what time of day they're allowed to sit and idle their vehicles before they start work, et cetera, and does anybody actually monitor that?
Yes, we do monitor. Would you like, Monsieur No, do you want to respond to that, or?
Yes, we cannot control the circulation on public roads. I mean, different time frame where trucks can circulate. We cannot do that, but we regulate the hours of operation of a construction site. I'm not exactly sure of the time, but I believe it starts at 7 a.m. until like maybe 7 to 7. So if it's before that, a public security officer can issue tickets. Yeah.
But you raise a good point in terms of managing construction sites, and they do have an impact on the neighborhood. And we will certainly relay the concern to the developer, who's probably watching, that this is such an important fact. And an important part of building in this community is to be a good neighbor before you are actually the neighbor. So, do you have any other questions?
Thank you. Just to follow up, there are high school students that go from the WAG along that lane. They careen around without paying much attention to traffic, bless them. And then there's the little tinies from Green Avenue who walk
Yeah.
in their crocodiles. So, you know, there is a potential for problems, unless the people doing the construction work are aware of all that.
Yes, we will certainly reiterate it as well, but you are quite right that there are a lot of school children, both big and small, in the area. Okay. And, and all ages, from 0 to 100. There we go. Okay, do we have any questions online?
No.
Any more questions? It's a very short meeting. Any questions from council? I think it's, council shares, we understand the frustration of people when they don't, that this seems like a redundant step, but it has to be done, and we have to follow the rules, and these are the rules. So we hope that we see this project begin and finish fairly quickly. So thank you for anybody who's watching online. And thank you to those who joined us in the audience. Et merci beaucoup au Monsieur No pour tous les détails. And without any other questions, the meeting is adjourned.
Merci.
Merci.